Okay, welcome to the Out of the Park 21 tutorial on how to make a Mega League. Yes, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a Mega League with a tiered system of associations and relegation, and also editing players in the game code so that all the players will be from different countries and all be 5-star quality. So open her up, add a new league, create fictional league because we're starting it from scratch, and begin to set up your league size. So I'm going to have 2 sub leagues in my leagues, and I'm going to create, a couple different leagues and link them all together here, but make it any size you want to start. I went 4 divisions and 40 teams with 2 sub leagues for my big one, but just for our example's sake, you can choose something a little different. Next up, you are going to set your divisions and change the number of teams. So the next screen will show you all the different places that you can make them from. They're all from the US right now because your select nation option reads the United States. You can change them to whatever you want, but the league will still be centered in the United States. So let's make one for Nassau, Bahamas. Also change your abbreviation if you want them to make sense. Don't just leave them what they were before. Fix all your capitals and punctuation and everything as need be. I went through a chart on Wikipedia just to find my list of cities for the biggest cities in the world, etc., and just kind of filled them in. So I had all the fonts and whatnot. But for your region, you don't want a region at all if you're doing a completely international league. So I'm going to put it to unknown and go down to the bottom of the list here and select international. Okay? Don't hit DSL qualified because those will only be a certain number of teams. Will be exceptions. So do it all of the international teams, then it'll fill it in again. You see Pakistan popped up. Just go back to unknown to make sure it stays a completely internationally tied league. Name it. Oh, good name would be International Baseball League. Yeah, how about that? So these are going to be each individual league. So if you want the whole entire world to be called the International Baseball Association or whatever, save that for your association. And over here, I've taken off all of the extra minor leagues because of a league my size, I don't want there to be 5 teams per team below it. Once you're happy with that, you can go to the next page and add in another league. Okay. So when you go and click on advanced mode, there you can add a new league, create another fictional league, and just roll on in and do the same setup for another league. So just make sure if you want to keep it equal, like the same number of teams and divisions and everything, that you select the same option every time you do this. If you want it to be completely random and you don't care where your teams are from, when you select your region, see there's no region specified again, just renaming it, maybe League 2 this time. The details aren't important right for now, just the example. You'll know what to call it. Go back to international again, all world, all nations, rather. And all of a sudden, boop, they're all from different spots around the world. So it changed it automatic for you. And then again, every time take those off or you'll have a bunch of random leagues that you didn't want in there. And okay, so just repeat that through however many tiers and leagues you want, and I will take, when I go to finalize it, I will take the year that I want my league to start in. I started mine in 1881, but adjust the league strategy when advancing to a new year. If you want to do that, if you're having an old league, get new, get modern, put that on. I want mine to evolve into, increase salaries, increase profits. The player demands will get bigger, things like that, and the type of baseball they play may even change. Definitely hold your inaugural fantasy draft because you don't want to miss out on that. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. Next step would be setting up your ratings and your scouting. I took my scouting and kind of left it alone, but I did change my ratings in my other league to 1 to 100. Enable automatic evolution of the league. I took that off because I don't want my league, folding or expanding or whatever. I want to keep it 40 teams in each league all the time. So if you don't want random things happening, take that off. You can adjust the specific options later. But there's so many in there that I just took all of them off. I wanted all self-controlled commissioner mode to start. Commissioner mode and cannot be fired doesn't really matter, but I turned it on anyway. Auto saving and stuff I want to change, so just call your game whatever you want. Starting here, I save once a month because of the size of the league. I don't want to lose anything. What I want to show you now is just how to load up a template. It'll be a new game again. Fictional league. Go to advanced mode, and here you're gonna go into advanced options and import a template. Okay, so whatever you've named your template, the first year you've created it, if you want to reuse it, you'll find it there. If not, it'll be whatever I've named mine and you've downloaded from whatever. We'll decide where we're going to put that later. But right now, 100% random global league is my template. What that means is they're 100% randomly coming from different countries because they're all 5-star players that are getting into the league. This is a world-class baseball league, humongous multi-tiered association baseball league. So now you've got some player settings. Now you see if whatever they're sorted by, if you go baseball quality at the start, you're only going to see the 5-star teams from normal countries. This isn't going to look like this. They're not all going to be 5 stars. You want 100% of the players being created from random nations, but you don't want 0% of the players to be coming from the countries, or they'll produce 0 players. And for some reason, mine all ended up just defaulting to American. So those check marks on the side, you need to uncheck those check marks, because right now it has all of the countries checked to give 0% of player output. So it can't be 100% randomness and also 0% countries, because it's going to be 100% of nothing. So if you try and reset it to even distribution, that will just distribute it by population, which also you don't want. See, 19% from China, 17% from India. So you actually have to unclick everything on the side and resort your list and make sure that they're all going to be 5 stars. And how do you do 5 stars? Go into your files, which is Out of the Park 21, data and database, and at the very bottom, world default XML. So once you open up world default XML, you're going to see a whole jumbled mess of whatever. Now, I had to get an HTML editor because that highlighted stuff up at the top isn't really supposed to be in an XML file, and so I got Komodo to edit it. And what you want to do is find your first nation just to see what you're going to be changing. So here we have Angola. So you see all its stats. Its population is 18 million. BBqual here, we'll just highlight it, is the baseball quality player output from that country. It is 0 right now as we just zoom in to take a look. That means that there's no baseball output whatsoever. I want it to be 5 stars. So no players are coming from Angola right now, but I want to change that to 5. So just Control F, and we'll just a quick find and replace, so you don't have to do this 240 times. BBqual equals '1 apostrophe. So all the countries that are baseball quality 1 or 0 you can start with will be replaced with BBqual equals '5 apostrophe. Do that for each number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can find them all, and we'll highlight every country that is 0. So now that you are back into your game, you've basically saved yourself a lot of time. I'm going to adjust some other settings now before we populate our lists. One report per season for all of these is going to save you a lot of time. So set all those on, and complete scouting system I took off just because of the volume of players. And here, always put face gen on demand only. Don't turn face gen on for pretty much anything if your league is as big as mine is. Always if needed, or on demand. Over here you've got some other options, just whatever you want for like designated hitters, any detailed things. Roster size, keep it up above 30 maybe. I went 25. Rule 5 draft I like, so the owners can't hoard the players that are drafted from the minors to keep them in like AA and AAA. All the other stuff you can tweak yourself, and then you're pretty much ready to go, except for filling in your teams with free agents. Last thing you'll do is go to options, make sure that inaugural fantasy draft is on. You definitely have to hold the draft because you're starting fresh. And a few other options here like interleague play and your all-star game, home run derby, playoffs. Don't disable playoffs unless you're doing like a tournament or a qualifying league. And then you're ready to go populate your teams. After you load your game, this is just an MLB template to show you really quick. You load your game, all the stuff will load up top. It will take some time if your league is really big. Then you want to go into your league settings, and you have to do this for each individual league. We only have MLB here, but there'll be other ones, so each major league you'll have to do this for. There is, if you scroll down in the middle column, an option to fill teams with fictional players. That is an option, but that only does that specific league. You want to get the AA and the AAAs and all the minor leagues below it. So actually, over here, all league functions on the right-hand side. It's kind of finicky, but you can fill all affiliated leagues with fictional players there. So don't click the coaches and scouts one. Fill all affiliated leagues with fictional players. So that'll do all the minor teams below it. And then after you do that, release all players and clear the rosters from every single league you have. Then you can proceed to the inaugural draft, which would be on the play option if you were in a league that had an inaugural draft set up. This is the MLB, so it only says opening date, but that would be the next logical option for your league. Okay? Thanks for watching the tutorial, guys. I hope that helps a lot. You can drop any questions in the comments and follow along with the full simulation of this league if you choose to watch it. And we'll see what unfolds on the world stage in the 16 League World Association, the International Baseball Association.